Peita, you're on!
She's had a few drinks. Watch out.
Peita's in the house.
Such a one-sided fucking podcast. It's just all about you, isn't it?
Oh,
no,
yeah, you
fucking
go
boring.
first. You go first, because that's what you fucking wanted anyway.
Oh, fuck, I hate how you do that.
Oh, do you?
Welcome to Not the Friends You Put on Speaker, the podcast that's 70% chaos, 20% trauma bonding, and 10% surprisingly good advice. We're your hosts, Bel and Peita, serving messy stories, loud opinions, and the type of honesty that should probably come with a legal disclaimer. Right, let's fucking get into it. Welcome back to another episode, and welcome to episode 7. Can you believe we're up to episode 7, Pete?
I cannot believe it. This has gone so quickly. I am having so much fun doing this. Seriously,
Same.
so good.
It's like our little counselling session every week together.
Isn't
it?
So good. Yep. It
Yep.
definitely is. I really look forward to it, and it's a highlight of my week. I love it.
No, me
Aw.
too.
I
Had a
hope
good
it's the
Huh?
I hope it's the listeners' highlight of their week.
Hope so. Their weekly dose of shit talk and what was it? Banter that makes people uncomfortable. What was that reel that I put up last night?
I don't know. You're the creative one.
Is that right? Although
So
the one that
good.
you did the other day when you got in trouble for your boring posts, what you come up with after that was pretty creative.
Ah, thank you. I'm glad I'm impressing you.
Do better, be better.
Okay.
Righto. So today we're going to be talking about toxic leadership. So I'm going to hand this over to you, Pete, because this is one of the topics that you wanted to talk about. So if you want to get us underway and we'll roll on from here.
Thanks, Belle. Yes, so I wanted to talk about toxic leadership because I know that it has a massive impact on people's lives, or it can have a massive impact on people's lives. And because of the industries both you and I have worked in and the experiences that we have, I feel that we need to talk about it, share some examples of what we've experienced, and generally just, possibly why people are like that, what people can do to not be a toxic leader and all stuff like that. So, probably the main thing that concerns me is that there is a lot of toxic leaders. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Like the supervisors, OCEs within the mining industry, it's very hit and miss. Some are really good, some aren't. So I think it would be probably, a 50-50 ratio in my experience of good and bad leaders that I've had or supervisors.
Yeah, I'd probably even go like a 70-30 for me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a massive concern for me. And I guess it's because I want to be a leader. And I think, oh, shit, I would not do that. Oh, my God, you are not doing the right thing. Or, oh, my God, you're an awesome leader. Please take me under your wing. It's that kind of process that I put through my brain.
Yeah. And I think, would it be fair to say that some are very entitled and they don't give a fuck if they are a good leader or not? They're just doing their job and just fucking whatever, deal with it because I'm the supervisor. Do you agree with that?
Yes, very much so. So, especially in the mining industry, what happens is operators, you work your way up. Like, generally, you don't get someone from retail come in and be a mining leader or a supervisor within the industry, right?
Unless they are related to someone.
Possibly. But generally, they're operators, right, that have worked their way up.
Which is more respected. If you get people that have come from truckie all the way up to OCE, mine manager, whatever, you find that they're more respected than the ones that walk in with a silver spoon in their mouth, so to speak. that have
Yeah.
daddy who's the mine manager or someone who's the cousin, that then they just seem to trickle up the chain because of who they know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because of that, because they've come from an operating background, if they don't have natural leadership skills or they haven't been giving the right training or mentoring and coaching, they're put into the roles and they're not the right people for the roles. And it comes down to that purple circle kind of stuff, which is, it's not good. It's not good. And I've worked in a few industries, but I feel like in the mining industry, it is not good.
So, Pete, I just want to segue. Do you know what a purple circle is?
Yeah.
What?
It's a circle and it's the color of purple.
So you don't know why they're called the purple circle?
I've got no idea,
You've
Belinda.
got
Please
no
share that.
idea. You've got no idea of the backstory where that comes from?
No, I don't know.
No?
Go ahead.
Well, I'll enlighten you. So the reason it's called a purple circle is because if you suck an asshole hard enough, it turns purple, and an asshole is round.
So why would you know that?
Because I asked one day, I'm like, what does a purple circle mean? I don't understand. Like, what's a purple circle got to do with people that are favoured in the industry? And that was my, what do you call it, story that I got told. If you suck an asshole hard enough, it turns purple.
Yep.
So basically, you got to suck ass to get where you want.
And it's a common phrase in the mining industry, isn't it?
Bloody oath. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I've enlightened you. Bloody, you
thank you.
disappoint me. 16, 17 years in mining and you don't know what a purple circle means.
Do you really think I wouldn't know, Belinda?
Yes, I really think you didn't know that.
Because I'm so naive and sheltered and I'm a shriveled up.
Why fucking say that you don't know then? If
So
you
then
did
you
know,
can explain to the listeners what it is. I
Well,
love that.
is that right? Is that how you would explain
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, stop acting dumb, will you? Doesn't suit you.
I loved
Fuck
it.
me.
It was
I
so
fucking
good.
hate how you be fake and you're like, oh, I'm so innocent. I'm so professional. I don't know what it is. Go ahead, Belinda. Just ruin your own life by fucking saying shit.
You're not ruining your life. You're just being honest, right?
Yeah, well, how about you start being fucking honest?
Okay. Well, now, can we go back to the topic?
Yes. Yes, we can. The floor is yours,
thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
As you were.
So, some of the things that you encounter in the industry is those toxic leaders that create they can create psychological disorders within their crew. Yeah, and as shift workers, mine workers, whether it's like you're on site doing resi, that FIFO, DIDO, whatever you're doing, we're already suffering before we have to deal with someone that is toxic or someone that's meant to lead us and set a really good example. So if we are in the industry and we're already fighting all those other things and then we have to fight a toxic leader, it just compounds everything.
Yeah.
Do you have any examples, Belle, of any toxic leadership you've experienced while you've been in the industry?
I have heaps. One comes to mind of this OCE in a Hunter Valley mine, and he is renowned to be toxic to the point, as the story goes, I wasn't there, but he was bullying and harassing this bloke on the previous mine before he became my boss. He was bullying and harassing this bloke to the point that this bloke said, I'll see you on the ground, got down off his truck, pegged his hard hat at his head, uppercutted him a couple of times, night, see you later, and apparently he went to jail for it. So he bullied and harassed this poor bloke to the point where he snapped, knocked him out, and then he had to do jail time for that. And I had that same experience, although I didn't knock him out as much as I would have liked to. I had many a times driving around in that truck thinking about driving over him in his LV, because he bullied and harassed me for 3 years. I was at that mine site for 7 years, had a good crew, had so many good relationships. And he was the reason why I left, because I was dealing with anxiety, severe anxiety, that I couldn't do my job anymore or safely. The sound of a private call on a two-way gives me PTSD. I can't handle it, because he would private call me to pull me into the office and berate me over nothing. And it was evident to the crew for 3 whole years that I had him, how much he was bullying and harassing me for no good reason. I don't know what I ever did to him, but he was the reason I walked out of my 7-year career with that mining operator, or that mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still deal with that today. That's why I took a good 2 years off to just do training full time, because I couldn't bring myself to operate anymore, because I was that anxious, having panic attacks, all of that in the truck, because of what he did to me over those 3 years. So I took a good 2 years off just to focus on training and assessing and mentoring, because I physically couldn't operate anymore because what I endured for those 3 years with him. So he is by far the worst I've ever come across. And I know that I'm not the only one, but I was the only one in our team. I don't know why he didn't like me or whatever, but yeah, just he would follow me in an LV for 20 minutes, half an hour on the circuit, and just watch me sit there with his LV in front of me when I'm getting loaded by the digger and staring at me, pulling me into the office constantly. I even went to the superintendent and asked for a crew change, and they said no. They were all in on it together. So I've experienced a lot of supervisors hating me for no reason and treating me awfully, which then results in me having anxiety to this day, where if I didn't go into mining and I didn't experience that, I would not have anxiety.
Yeah.
So I've experienced that. There's another OCE out there. You just drop his name in a room. Like I think I dropped his name to you. I dropped his name to a couple of my other mates who had experience with him, and you get the same reaction, the same facial expression. Oh, that fuckwit, that whatever, because of his management style. I left another job because of him. He was bullying and harassing my husband because we worked together, which then I got involved in. Him and I had a good relationship up until that point, and he was stalking us within our camp. He still to this day, and that crew is amazing. I cried my eyes out leaving that crew. Same as that last one with that other toxic OCE, but that crew is awesome. They know who they are, and they're still dealing with him today. So it's a common thing for me. I won't stay around in a toxic environment with a toxic leader that doesn't progress the crew and treats people unfairly. I've got enough experience and knowledge and skills to back myself from leaving, where unfortunately other people, they're stuck for those reasons, whether it be location, all of that sort of stuff. But I'm not about that. Like you said, it's hard enough.
Yeah.
Doing this job, let alone dealing with a fucking dickhead as a boss and watching your career go south. So like I said, I sat there for 3 years with that other one and watched my career go south. It didn't progress because of him. For whatever reason, he didn't like me. And that enough was enough for me. So I don't stick around and work for people that I don't respect and that are toxic and treat people like shit.
Yeah. That's really good to hear. That's good, because that's what it does. It creates like job dissatisfaction. And, one of those supervisors that Belinda's talking about, I've worked under them as well. And so I know exactly what she's talking about. I haven't experienced it to that extent, but I know exactly what she's talking about. I know other people that have experienced that extent of what it's like bullying, harassment, right? But what do
Yeah.
they usually do with those leaders? Like I know I've seen from my experience, senior leadership don't really know how to deal with people like that, so they just move them on. Is that right?
Yeah, or they protect them too. So there's a common thing with operators that supervisors are protected. They can do no wrong and management will back them no matter how severe the claim is against them. As an operator, you're expendable. But as a supervisor, especially in OCE, you're very hard to come by, which comes with a little bit of security because you're very hard to come by.
Yep. And they get short-term results. So senior leadership just see those short-term results and just go, oh no, but we're getting these results right now. So this is what we want, which is it's so not cool because everyone needs to look at the bigger picture. It, it needs to be for the long term and the effect that it has on the crew and everyone involved. So yeah, it's sad. It's
Very.
so intense, right?
And that supervisor that we've both had experience with, the amount of people on crew that left that crew because of him, wholly and solely because of him, was ridiculous. And it was only a crew of like 30, 40 on crew. It
Yeah.
wasn't a big crew. And the amount that moved because he was doing the same. So he'd pick his new chew toy, as I would call it. So the chew toy would leave and go to another crew because they were sick of him. And
Yeah.
then you'd find another little chew toy. And then that chew toy would leave and you'd go and find another little chew toy. So it's a them problem. And speaking specifically to him and probably that other dickhead that I was talking about, they don't see an issue with their behavior or their leadership or anything like that. They're never pulled, as far as I know, they're never pulled up on the way that they treat people or how they manage a crew or why has the culture gone south and everyone's just fucking dragging their feet and just hating the fucking place. Like, management need to turn around and have a look at the change, especially when a new supervisor comes on, to see the change in their crew that they're leading, because they're the telltale signs. If you had a happy, cohesive crew that gets along and there's no snaky behavior and, things are getting done without asking and there's initiative, and then next minute you bring this supervisor on and you see people with fucking faces like slapped asses in pre-starts and people just going, oh, fuck it, whatever, I'll just sit here on the dig floor until I'm told because fuck them or,
Yep.
Whatever. You can see that. If you can't see that in upper management, the change in that crew and the change in those people going from productive, happy, cohesive to toxic, fucking I'll just do it when they tell me to do it, and all of that sort of stuff, like that is your immediate management of that crew. And if you don't take that serious and think that that affects your business, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to work hard for someone they don't respect. You need to gain respect. If you respect your leader, you will work fucking hard. You'll go above and beyond because you respect them. If you don't, you will do the exact opposite.
Yep. So true. So true. That's so right. It's you actually feel it. You can feel it. If you're on that crew, you can feel it. You don't even have to, no one even has to say anything. You can feel the toxicity, or you can feel, if you've got a great leader, you can feel it because everyone's walking in, they're high-fiving. I've seen it. I've seen the differences. You know how it feels, and it's like anything. Like you want to go to work. You know, if you have a good leader, you want to go to work. You want to do more than is expected because they're good. They're awesome. I'll do anything for them. It's very, it's a weird world, that mining. One of the
Yeah.
examples that I've got is not quite intense, but I I was asking my leadership team to develop me. Okay, this giving them examples. Can I go and do this course? Can you sponsor me to do this? Like massive low cost, like maybe like a $300 course, which is like a delineation pole in friggin' mining. Like it's no, like $300 to a mining company is nothing, right? I wanted to go and do this course, and these people that I was asking just kept pushing back. No, you can't do that. No, we're not going to develop you. No, there's just no opportunity, right? I was like, what? Like, why wouldn't you do that? Anyway, I took it upon myself. I did the work on myself. I enrolled in like a TAFE course free online, and I did it that way, right? But then I changed jobs and I go somewhere else, and the leadership team is like, oh, Peter, you need to go and do this. Or we want you to go and do this. And I'm like, really? Like, why would you want me to do that? Oh, we need to develop you, and, you've got this skill. And I'm like, fuck me. Like, why? And the difference is that I believe the people that didn't want me to do those courses and excel felt threatened by me, did not want to help me. So shit leadership, shit, right? And the people that wanted to help me, like, they just want to help people. They want to see people exceed. They don't care about, well, they do care about themselves, but not to the extent where they're going to like knock someone down for it. So that really opened my eyes to the fact that I worked under some people for a very long time that were fucking selfish.
And there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said in that previous one, I think it was women in mining that we spoke about. It's like a dog eat dog. No one wants to see anyone do better than them. No one wants to see anyone progress. No one wants to see anyone get something that they haven't gotten. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But as a leader, your role is to manage people. Your role is to manage people. Yes, you've got production targets and sticking to plans and all of that sort of stuff. But you're a leader, a manager, a boss is to manage the people underneath them.
Yeah. And if you lead and manage your people in the right way, you don't have to worry about those target numbers because the people do the work, right? They just do it. They do more than is required. They do it in a shorter amount of time because they're so motivated. And then you, as a leader, reap the rewards. Like, so I'm sorry, but how do people not understand that?
I don't know. It comes back to that fact that people don't like to see people doing better than them.
Yeah. So that like Aussie tall poppy shit.
Yeah, it's just it's society. It's even outside of the workplace. You don't like to see someone doing better than you. You don't like to see on social media that someone's got a nicer house than you, that they're doing well in life, this and that. Meanwhile, you're counting 5-cent, 10-cent pieces and putting them through checkouts. The reason we're laughing is because I spoke to Peter this morning and I've literally got all these coins and I'm putting through 5-cent and 10-cent coins in the Coles and Woolies checkouts and standing there for 20 minutes just sitting there and putting 5-cent and 10-cent pieces in. But I don't care. I'm not one to care about what people think. Like, that's your problem. If you look at me and go, oh, look at this poor bitch, she must be so poor. Like, good on you. I don't care. I don't care what you think.
No, exactly. They really don't know how ambitious and driven you are, do they?
Maybe not. I don't think anyone does unless they get to know me.
Yeah. But it's sad that we have to deal with that kind of stuff, and like in any other industry, it's kind of tolerable, right? Because you don't have the impacts of all those other things, the shift work, the, being away from your family, the long hours, all that kind of stuff. So I think in reality, if you want to run a good organization, you need to have good leaders and you need to focus on your leaders. Like, you need to invest, if they haven't got great emotional intelligence, like let's increase that emotional intelligence. And you know what? If they're not the right leaders, don't put them in the role.
Yeah, 100%.
It's,
Even like, have you heard of, I want to read this book. It's about the colours of your personality or something. Everyone has a different personality colour and you can swing between two and things like that. I wanted to read that book earlier on in the year, but I still haven't done it. Little things like that to identify how people work and what makes them tick and how to communicate to them and all of that, how to get the best out of the people working under you will then in turn work for you.
Yeah.
Not against you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it boggles your mind, doesn't it? But like I said, people are put in there and they get entitled and they get pig-headed and they get secure because they're untouchable most of the time. And they're just like, fuck it, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if I'm giving this person PTSD or anxiety. Like, I don't give a fuck. But that says more about them.
Yeah.
So hopefully management will start putting the right people in the right roles.
Yeah.
Also, in my career, 99.99% of my supervisors have been male. So I've just had an experience of having a female supervisor. My first ever in 16 years, I had a female supervisor and it was fucking awesome. She was amazing. She was a go-getter. You'd ask her to do something. Boom, done, see you later. She would answer the two-way for the lazy fucking supervisor that couldn't be fucked doing his job. She would answer the two-way for him and do his job for him. She was a go-getter. She had to prove her worth. She had to, go above and beyond to prove her worth against all of the males. You know what I mean? The males just sit back, kick back, fuck 'em, whatever. I've got the title, who gives a fuck? Where you see with the one and only time that I've had a female supervisor, it was awesome. And I'd love to have another female supervisor. They're more empathetic. They're more approachable. They're more switched on and go-getters. So I'd love to see that more. I'd love to have more female supervisors. That I might have just got lucky with her being a decent person. Maybe you get the cattiness, the bitchiness, all of that comes along with females sometimes. Maybe. I don't know. But in my one and only experience that I've had with a female supervisor, it was excellent.
Yeah.
And I'd love more of that.
Yeah. That's so good. When I first started in the industry, our wine manager was a female and she just has the best reputation. She has the best reputation in the industry. If anyone was to mention her name now, 17 years later, she's still very highly spoken of. And I just remember like sitting, listening to her, and the guys were like so engaged. Like she had the respect of everyone. She's only a little chick. She was young at the time, very, very good at her job. But you know what? She was just a good human. So she had the full package. And I do believe that she was part of the reason that I got my permanent start, her wanting to develop females in the industry. So I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, I do rate the female supervisors or leaders. I've had some great male ones too, I must say.
Yeah, likewise.
And especially some young ones, which has been really nice. Younger than me or the same age as me. They really, it just all comes down to what type of person you are, and I guess what it really comes down to, possibly how you've been raised, or your personality, all those types of things. One of the probably best things that I experienced was in my previous role. My contract finished, and the person or the business that I was contracting to actually was helping me to get my next job opportunity, right? So I was going to leave their business. So their business was going to make less money because I was leaving. There was no opportunities in their business. But because they're a good human, because they're a fantastic leader, they were mentoring and coaching me on how to do things to get my next role. And still to this day, that person rings me, checks in. Um, it's people like that you want to keep close. And I'm really like grateful for those people that have come into my life. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're not all
100%.
bad.
Oh, they're not. They're not at all. Like, even I've come across in my previous role here in Queensland, 3 amazing fucking supervisors. 2 of my direct supervisors and 1 was my superintendent. Just good, decent blokes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd go back and work for them any day. Any day of the week. They are just, I think what we're trying to get at is a good leader is a decent human being.
Yeah.
All in all, of what was spoken about, you're just a decent human being. You don't have a stick up your ass because you've got a title or whatever. You are just a solid human being. You treat everyone just as if they're all equal and they're just solid human beings.
Yeah. And if you were like, so my advice, if you're a leader or you want to be a leader, is that you take on the responsibility of setting a good example. So people will just follow you. So if you set a good example, people just follow you. It's like anything in life. So if you're a leader out there, just set a good example, be a good human, be kind, and the people will do the work for you. It's that easy.
Yeah. So what do you think a good leader is? What are the telltale signs or traits of a good leader?
So they have a high level of emotional intelligence. They show empathy to their workers, but they don't take any shit. So they
Harsh but fair?
harsh but fair. Definitely harsh but fair. They don't get involved in what's going on in their team or their crew or whatever it is. They don't have cliques. They remain professional at all times. And
No
you know what?
purple circles?
No purple circles, Belinda. And that's really hard. To remain professional is really hard. If you carry traits of not so professional, it's hard to remain professional. So and you don't need to be friends with your team. You just need to gain their respect. So setting a good example, showing empathy, and not being a control freak.
And staying true to yourself. Just remember that everyone is equal. Just because you've got a title doesn't mean that you can treat someone like shit or treat someone differently or you need to act differently.
Yeah.
I treat cleaners the same as I treat a mine manager. They're just people at the end of the day. And if you go through that with the same mentality that you treat everyone as equal and you're still staying humble and true to yourself, I think that you will gain respect and keep respect as a leader.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. When you go on the power trip, that's when you get yourself in trouble, or whether you delve into unfavorable exercises
Yeah.
whilst
Behavior.
leading behavior that also sort of disintegrates the trust and respect with amongst your crew
Yeah.
as well pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So what else you got, Pete?
So I just wanted to give some examples of some good leaders like within our society. So not not out the ones that we've experienced. We've talked about those, but there's a guy that I follow. His name's Simon Sinek. Like, he's a great leader. How he speaks is amazing. If you haven't listened to any of his TED Talks, I would suggest it. Jay Shetty is another great leader, both male. But for me, my biggest, bestest leader is my mum, Nan. So,
Oh, Nancy.
oh, Nan. So, for me, I am fortunate enough to have a parent that, or both my parents, but especially Nan, because my dad worked away, set a really good example, taught me lots of great life skills, and to me, she is a great leader of our family. What about
Yeah,
you,
that's
Bill?
awesome. Not too sure, to be honest. I've
Put you on
had
the
some.
spot there.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, I've had good and bad leaders in the past. Like I said, the three guys that I have just left, they are amazing. Still keep in touch. They're just true to themselves, willing to help you out. You could speak to them like they're your mate, which they are. You know, I've never had bosses that are your mates that you could just be like, hey, mate, can I put you as a reference? Or, hey, mate, I need this. Or, hey, mate, how's things going? Let's catch up for a beer. They're the ones that I hold in high regard because they're just decent fucking people.
Yeah.
I just like decent people in my life. And if you can get one that's your superior within a work environment, you fucking win them. And I didn't realize that at the time, but I realize that now. So, yeah, you hold those people to high regard. And, you know, there's probably a few in my past that were really cool as well, but you mainly focus on the bad experiences. You don't focus on the good. But there are some good ones that I have come across that's helped me out. But, yeah.
Yeah. I think, you know, like in like the mining industry, I wish there was more better leaders. I think there's a an opening there for a lot of, you know, training to be done around developing their leaders. And I hope that the big organizations one day will realize that.
Yeah, 100%. Any parting words, Pete, before we wrap
Uh,
it up?
yeah, if you're a leader and you're a good leader, you will actually know it because you'll just feel it. And if you don't feel it, you're a shit leader and you probably should check yourself.
Well, on that note, we're going to fucking end it here. So I hope you've got something out of this, whether you did or not, and just love to listen to us and hear our experiences, thoughts and feelings. Well, sweet too, but yeah, we'll catch you in the next episode. Catch you, cunts.
Catch your cuts.
That's a wrap on today's shit show.
Before you run off,
Make sure you follow the podcast
jump on the socials and give some love.
and share this episode with the mate who should probably never be put on speaker.
We love you.
We appreciate you.
Catch your
Catch
cuts.
you, cunts.